Multi-Green, building attainable, sustainable, and tech-enabled multifamily real estate through impact investing.
Welcome to the Multi-Green Podcast. I'm your host, Randy Norton, and in this special compilation episode, we hear from all of our Season 1 guests as they answer this important question. How do you define attainability? What does attainability mean to you? Enjoy reflecting on their answers and pondering what attainability means to you.
Dennis Shea.
When I think of attainability with respect to housing, I think housing that is affordable to a family, that they can live comfortably and have access to opportunities without stressing their budget.
Andy Winkler.
When I think about attainable, I'm thinking about, the older adult who needs home modifications to age in place. I'm thinking about the starter house for someone who wants to start a family. And thinking about housing as a spectrum, having attainable, affordable options across that spectrum in every community.
Henry Cisneros.
Attainability means, to me, a place that a person can live in without forcing themselves into stress to fulfill all of the purposes of decent housing, which is for people to live comfortably, regard it as a good investment, raise their family in a safe place, and create the stable conditions in which more Americans can simply enjoy life as it's meant to be.
Ben Carson.
To me, it means something that we can reach, something that we can do. Key word there is we. We can do almost anything if we're willing to work together. That's what attainable means to me.
Sean Reyes.
Maybe what means the most to me when it comes to attainability, the liberty to live the American dream in its fullest. Because when you attain home ownership at whatever level, it gives you the confidence to start on a road or a journey. You have succeeded. You have accomplished something. You have lived the American dream.
Debra March.
We've had these conversations about attainable housing, and it's non-subsidized housing for the middle class buyers, but it's also housing for all users at the price point that they can afford to purchase.
Conor Dougherty.
Cost. I think in the end it's cost, because people's lives change. A lot of different costs people can make, attainable cost. People can make decisions about their lives as they go through them.
Dennis McGill.
Probably able to attain a type of housing that just fits the work ethic that somebody has and the income that they've put into their community. Hopefully that's matching up with their housing costs, and it continues to be a one-for-one relationship.
John Burns.
Attainability means I can afford it and continue to live and support my family. So for people on minimum wage, that's one story. For people that make a lot of money, that's another story. And you can go to the locations where you can buy the land and build it for where the local people can afford. That's attainable.
Anirban Basu.
I would define attainability in a way it is often defined, as it turns out. We don't want households to have to spend more than 30% of their income on housing.
Mark Calabria.
So fundamentally, is it something within reach? With a little bit of effort, you may have to stretch, but you can see it.
Len Wolfson.
Getting more people into homes, whether it's home ownership or rental housing, and that means making sure that we've got that housing stock.
Seth Appleton.
To me, it really means the opportunity to achieve a goal.
David Dworkin.
For me, attainability means being realistic. We want to be ambitious, but we also want to work with the world we have.
Doug Bibby.
Attainability is where aspiration and desire meet reality.
Christopher Ptomey.
What home attainability means is the ability to pursue my household's success more broadly. It's housing that connects me. It's housing that meets my needs and the needs of my family and enables me to make the other investments that I need in order for my household to be successful.
William Zheng.
Attainability to me is fulfilling one's needs without being stressed, whether it's financially or psychologically.
Steve Morris.
Attainability is caring about our residents. It's helping our residents succeed, achieve their goals, living in safe communities, raising their families at a price point in which they can afford.
Stephen Mulva.
I think in the context of multifamily, it's that you can attain the lifestyle that you want to lead at a price point that you can afford. And the role that we can play in capital projects to enable that to happen, and our ability to have that happen for people, is probably greater than any other part of their life. Lower that overall life cycle cost for people and have a high standard and high quality of living, that's what makes it attainable.
Bobby Gilbane Jr.
When I think about attainability, I think about the difference between little a attainability and big A attainability. And big A means a collective. It's a dream that we dream together, but it's not something that's out of reach. So it is a collective and creative vision and process that puts us on the track for long-term success.
Jonathan Reckford.
That ability to attain a home creates stability for their families, creates a financial asset over time, and creates that intergenerational change.
Bob Simpson.
I think about attainability from the perspective of the renter. The way I look at it is if you're living in a rental unit and you have a family, you want to know that whatever your kid dreams of becoming, your dreams for your kids should be attainable. And you get that from living in a stable, healthy housing unit.
Laura Foote.
Attainability to me means housing that is both affordable and near jobs and opportunity. You can't have one without the other.
Stacy Brimhall.
Attainability is something that you don't arrive at. You continue to strive for.
Rick Tallman.
To me, attainability means not only that something's possible, but that it's available today.
Steve Scully.
I think attainability is how you define it for yourself. It is measured in terms of economic attainability, educational attainability, that often changes over the course of one's life. And as I look at communities, but the great thing about this country is despite all of its flaws, and there are many flaws, we, for the most part, do a pretty good job giving everyone, if you want it, an equal and fair shot.
Mario Gabelli.
I believe, all are created equal, and therefore you want to help everyone get the same advantages. So how do we level that playing field? And that's what we're trying to do.
Thank you for listening. Join us as we build 40,000 attainable, sustainable, and tech-enabled multifamily homes by 2030. And if you like the content you're hearing, hit the subscribe button. Follow us at Think Multigreen and sign up to learn more at www.multi.green.